So hey guys, welcome back, and we're just going to look at the approaches for Kikira. And I believe I went for IAF with Vermat, yeah. So, right, we're going to fly in from Nosto on the Nosto 1 Papa. We'll then enter the holding at Vermat until we're cleared to go further by ATC. That ain't going to be an issue, we'll be immediately cleared to go further. Now, we'll fly DME arc, a procedure around the Kikira Garista VOR at 7/6/7 DME. Then we'll track inbound towards Kikira. Now, at about this stage, when we're about parallel with that spit of land, I'm going to bring us out to the right towards the Parna approach path and bringing it back around in towards Kikira. From there, we'll head and do a VOR approach. Let's just see if I can find the correct one. There we go, that's probably the best view. Overflying Kikira on the 256 radial, then turning north on the 343, passing the 153rd radial of the Kikira VOR, and we'll then use the DME to do a VOR approach into Kikira, or Corfu, or whatever it is you want to call it. We're landing 3-5, so it's no backtrack, it's a short taxi in, and that's about it from me. So see you all back in the aircraft when approaching top of drop. Okay, so hey guys, welcome back. It's only been a few minutes for you, but it's been significantly longer for me. So it's been about 2 hours since we took off, 2 and a bit hours, and we're now about 20 minutes from top of drop, about 200 nautical miles, and about 40 minutes out of Corfu. Now what we need to do is we need to install the arrival. So we're going to fly the VOR DME approach to runway 35 with Vermat transition, and we're going to be flying at Nost 1 Papa arrival. Now I'm just going to activate that and just go to legs, just check for discontinuities, none. Now what I actually want to do is also look at the plan mode and how this actually tackles the ILS, sorry, the no, I don't want to go to Betek, I'll go previous. No descent path after GAR, because that's, yeah, it's a complicated approach. I know we reviewed it in the charts, so we'll just zoom in a bit. So what we'll do is we'll not be tracking the GAR. We'll once we pass pretty much Foxtrot Echo 7077. I'm actually just going to I'll delete GAR from this. It's going to be a weird thing to do, but trust me. And that'll put a discontinuity in, hopefully. It should. And then, yeah, it does much. It's just I'm showing you the wrong waypoint. And then we'll radar vector ourselves from there for the VOR DME approach, which we reviewed in the charts briefing. In Ishraif, we've got a 7,700 foot runway. So we'll land flaps 30. That's the first time I've ever landed at 145 knots, can I just say. Auto brake setting will be auto brakes 2. And that's pretty much all we can do at this stage. Also, quickly, I'm going to show you this because why the hell not? Let's stop making contrails. I'm obviously using the FSFX Immersion package for the NGX, so I'm very quickly just going to rejiggle the weather to be cold environment, and that should, look at that. See the contrails it's generating. That look way sexier than they do normally. That's FSFX doing that. You can even look into it, it's like 3D. Unlike the normal FSX ones, which are just like one line coming out the back of the engines. Anyway, I'll just go back to the weather theme we had set before. Which makes the temperature different, so contrails, they do form, you can just about see them if you look against the sky. No, they stop forming. But yeah. Also, something I've noticed, I've been flying for 2.5 hours without strobe lights on. Oh well, and it's daytime now, so the local lights can come off. Anyway guys, so until we reach top of descent, I'm going to cut the video and I'll probably bring us back as we approach, well, as we come down through about 10,000 feet. So I'll see you in that part, folks. See you then. Bye bye. So welcome back. I'm just going to very quickly mute the audio on my end. I'll turn it down very, very low so the mic shouldn't be able to pick it up. And as I say, we're now on approach to the Kakira VOR, the Kuk VOR. Let's check for neck or throat, depending how you do your check. We've come down with quite not much fuel left in the tanks, and the visibility is not particularly awe-inspiring. But we'll do our best. So at the minute we're tracking towards the Kakira VOR. As I said, I'm using heading select mode because end of the day we want to be tracking out from Kakira on pretty much reciprocal. So I'm actually kind of tempted to bring us on a heading of about 090 and start slowing us down pretty shortly. The second we get down to 4,000, I'm slowing us down. I'll hopefully be able to link a chart into the description, because the Greek charts are a little bit more challenging to get. I'm using Navigraph Charts Club, but I can't obviously link you that because it's copyrighted and that would be theft and piracy and all sorts of horrible stuff. Kakira, that's at 2,900 feet. So we'll just scroll the bug down a bit. ATC brought us down quite light, so you can see. I'll just go back to map mode. There's our kind of thing going on. I'll just decenter that because we've now got the had it in centered mode just because I wanted to see which direction the pointer was in, because I was a little bit geographically disorientated. So actually the airport's over in that direction. I'm also going to turn terrain on because it looks like that terrain's might become an issue on the way we're approaching the situation. And then what we're going to do is we'll fly the turn, and then at the point that those lines cross we'll turn to final and hand fly inbound. Now, as I said, I'm going to have to slow us down quite drastically to get into that for the VOR approach procedure. I'm kind of tempted to shoot by hand, but what I'll do is I'll slow us down to VREF over Kakira, and then we'll make our decision there. At the minute, you can ignore the LNAV guidances. Probably the best one to have on would be just runway 35. You can see 35 is the active waypoint, not as the secondary waypoint, is there. So that's the way I've set the aircraft up for the approach. I don't know if I discussed this. Is on my side I've got the Kakira VOR on 114.7. The FO side I've got the GAL VOR on 108.8. And that's how the crosshair guidance is working at the minute. I quite like this setup. Your choices may vary. Please don't mock me, and please don't judge. So I'll cry. I'll actually turn towards the Kakira VOR just to thread it between these two mountains. Heading 100. About present heading actually, which is 095. I'm just, as I say, trying to thread it between these two mountains at the minute. And then we're slowing down, going to track towards the Kakira. The airport will be going by on the left. You can just about make it out over there. There we go, that's 2,900, so we can slow straight back down to 145, which we predetermined as our velocity VRF, velocity reference. That's not changed drastically enough to make any issues of it. Spoilers, they can be stowed, and they can just be armed again. Flap 1. Say the scenery here is absolutely gorgeous. You get a little bit of FPS drop with it, but it's gorgeous. And we can just start slowing us down. Flaps 5. Looking out to the left there, you can quite clearly see the aerodrome. And this is the piece of airspace we're going to be descending through from this altitude. I'm just looking at the vertical profile on my thing, and the MDA is 2,000 feet, so we'll also plug that in. I'm a little bit late doing that one. And it's quite a long scroll with this system. But at this stage you've got nothing really better to do than bug the MDA. We can actually have a sneaky glance at the airport we're landing at. So yeah, we must be coming over the water. Yeah, we will be. So I was a little bit concerned about the high terrain, but no, it will be good. We aren't going to drop much before we have to make our decision though, I've got to say. Flaps 10, flaps 15, flaps 25. And keep scrolling. So you can see there's the thing there. we can now just take the final lump of flap, which is... we'll just put the gear down to silence the warning buzzer. But there's the airport. So the theory is we should be able to make it into land. Now at the minute our ground speed is near enough to 150 knots for it not to matter. We've got no winds, wind's calm, because I decided to make this easy on myself. One thing we can actually quickly go to the external view to look at and go, oh my god, this is gorgeous, but it isn't spawning in, is the wing vortexes. They'll appear better on approach. I'll just go back inside now. 145.30, yeah. Now, as we were saying, the parametric bug's still not there. You can see we've got quite a high angle of attack going on. We should be getting those vortexes I was talking about. I'll just check I've got the correct weather set. Yep, I do. I never realised quite how noisy the scroll wheel was on my gaming mouse. I've got a Razer Cyclone, I think it is, or something like that. I've got no idea. There's the airport behind us, and once we get a bit closer, more abeam to the thing, because remember we're 6.8 miles from the threshold, so we've got it 5 miles from the VOR. Now we want to ideally overfly the VOR outbound on 256. So I'm kind of tempted to join the manoeuvre and just do a full 180. There's no reason I can't do it, really, is there? So we are kind of cutting the corner off during this manoeuvre, but there's nothing to stop us doing this. We should technically go as far out as Kikira, but as I say, there is very little point in us doing that because we're slow enough. And our descent point actually isn't going to come off Kikira anymore. It's going to come off the GAR VOR, and it's going to be at about 9 DME that we have to start dropping. Yeah, the descent point is 8.8 DME. Now to coax this aircraft into a descent, we're going to actually have to bug our decision point of 2,000 feet is in the next thing in the altitude window. Now our descent rate, that's pretty easy to calculate. As I said, ground speed's 154, but near enough 150 for it not to matter. So that gives us a descent rate of about 750 feet per minute on this approach, which shouldn't actually pose us too much of a problem. We'll just have to go between about 700 and 750 for the duration of the descent, and we shall be fine. Well, I normally would also use VOR lock mode to track the descent, but it's easier to do it that way. But if there's no wind, there's no point not doing it. Well, there's nothing to stop you doing it. Nothing to stop you doing it with heading select. It's equally as accurate. So yeah. Alright, we'll just put that to a 40 to intercept angle. We're at 11 miles now to go, so cabin crew, please take your seats. Also, something I did forget to do, hands down, is that thing and that thing. Turn-offs can come on now. Everything comes on, ready for the landing. Now, that was just because I forgot to do it earlier. And I screwed up. I forgot. Sorry. Please don't kill me. I'm surprised the aircraft isn't generating any of the vortex as it promises. It's probably too hot for that. TAT 16. Holy moly! Turn! Come on, turn! The aircraft didn't turn there for some reason. Now I've got to keep an eye out for 8.8 DME. Yeah, 8.8 DME, that's our descent point. We're a little bit to the right of track, but that's not too much of an issue. And again, it doesn't really affect us in terms of the VOR guidance. The autopilot's struggling to deal with this, I can tell you that much. Oh, come on, get down. It's the turbulence coming off these hills that's doing it. Speed mode, there we go. Now that's 8.7 DME, so we're already late into the descent. 750. We'll go 800 for the time being, just because we are a little bit high on the profile. You can see that by the runway lights. Is the descent, cause oh shit. It's heading 343, bringing us onto the approach path quite neatly. And there we go. The aircraft should... You saw the contrails it's generating before. It does have the FSFX packages installed. Just they ain't working today. But hey, this is quite the approach to watch. I might just fly it from the outside view. Actually, no, I better not. I'll probably upset the hardcore viewers of my channel if I do that. No. Whoa, Sim's freezing up. Sorry guys, it does this when I switch views, because it wants to reload the weather every time I do that, which obviously takes a few seconds. There's MDA. Alright, a bit of a profile. So I'm just going to lower the nose to get us down a bit quicker, and then just fly it visually from here. That was the basics of VOR approach. It didn't go too well, but we're at a point now where we can reach the runway through standard manoeuvring, which is the criteria for stabilised, and we can see the runway. So there's nothing to stop us attempting to land today. And I'm going to dispel the myth of Corfu being a dangerous airport. Because as fun as it is coming over the beach, it's not dangerous. It's a lot of things, but dangerous it ain't. You can see it's stepping rudder out for some reason. It's stepping out, my dear, to breathe an atmosphere that simply reeks of class. There we go, that's profile. So auto throttle's come off now. Actually now off. And then we'll just fly it by hand. I'm not sure if you're allowed to land on from the other end on runway 17. I'll have to look at the instructions for that. But we were landing on 3.5 because that was preferential. Bit of extra power. Fully configure. A little on the slow side, but again, not much of a deal. This aircraft can stay in the air safely until the red line. I'm just going to pause at this stage and look outside and have a rubber neck and be like, oh my god, it's gorgeous. Pause. It'd be so awkward if I wasn't recording right now. I am recording, aren't I? Yeah, I am. Hey, that is pretty gorgeous, I have to say. And I've seen a lot of pictures of people who've been here on holiday who are RAV geeks. Apparently there's a bar. Actually, if you look at Centerfix25's Twitch channel, his offline banner is a picture of a glass of beer. And I bet he's standing in that restaurant there. I am actually going to link him in this video when it goes live, in fact. Stalking you a little bit. But yeah. Power off fully now. A little bit slow, not too dangerously slow, but about as unstable as it was on the approach to Dubai. That's gonna be heavy. That's good. We're down. Whoa, whoa, fishtail. Okay, this is a bit fast. 60. Manual braking. We're going to vacate next, right? Flaps are on the way up. Auto brakes are off. Spoilers are retracted. We've got no first officer on this flight, so we've got to do it all ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kakira, aka Corfu. actually a really long flight for me this, because I had to pause it halfway through because I had to go out. So we actually landed bang on final fuel reserve there, which is surprising, because actually no, it's a little bit over final reserve. It's enough to go alternate to Athens, I think, because that was our alternate Algarve. But there's not much fuel left around, because I screwed up at the start of the flight. Right, as I said, unfortunately, FS2 Crew GSX is still in op, so we have to find our own parking spot. I'm actually just going to stop the aircraft now, and I'm going to do the lights reconfiguration. Brakes, hello. I mapped the trigger finger during the flight to being brake, but apparently it isn't. So, landing lights off, fully. APU generator can take over on both buses. APU bleed on, engine bleeds off and off, packs remain on, all that stuff remains as is. Transponder to standby, weather radar is off. Okay, let's find a stand. I'm going to go in front of the terminal just so it looks pretty, and after that we'll be off for a bit of a break and then move. Well, the aircraft will be flying back up to Newcastle, but I surely won't be. See, the brakes worked that time. That was a bit that's peculiar. But anyway, right, we'll go not this. We'll go next left. I'm going to stand up better. I said no, I didn't. Right, the landing lights and turn-offs are still on because we haven't got a marshaller today. Welcome to Corfu. And we'll just turn right here. I think we've gone into the stand the wrong way, but no biggie. Quite frankly, I've done a heck of a lot worse going to stand the wrong way during this video. We'll stop around here somewhere. Somewhere within the vicinity of the centre line. Ah, no, what's not being done with that switch? I've got to remap that once we finish today. Okay, 1's off, 2's off, brakes set. Now we'll quickly open some doors as we switch the beacon light. Well, the strobe and steady is stand, but steady. Tack turn-offs are all off, off, on, off. It's literally on, off, on. Air stairs opening, so at left 1, and we can open cargo. So folks, that is definitely it from me for today. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you all in the next one. Bye!